It's that time again for another not-so-normal gaming podcast, featuring your hosts, MrTechnoSqueek.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Nostalgic Dan 1.
Everything I feel is in this sword. Good.
Come on!
And Quick Freeze 4.
Don't worry. I'll handle the bad guys.
This is a podcast you want to listen to, but first, you gotta press start.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand spanking new. Yeah, I threw in spanking because I like spanking.
So new it's still in the shrink wrap.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brand new episode of the Press Start podcast. This is episode 101. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
We're at 101.
Now it's getting more tiring saying the numbers.
Yeah.
Because there's an extra digit.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work.
I'm just not ever going to say the numbers ever again. But,
Really?
yeah,
Techno
totally.
hates numbers.
I hate numbers. I got out of fucking school. I graduated. I don't need this shit.
Yeah, he burned his math book years ago. He's like, fuck these numbers.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about your numbers.
So, I am MrTechnoSqueek, like everyone knows. We have Nostalgic Dan 1. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Besides the kind of pretty shitty headache, but I got this. I will not pass out. We got this. I'm alert. We can do this.
High five.
Digital high five.
Explosions everywhere. Oh!
It's dangerous.
Yeah. Dude. We haven't done
We haven't had explosions at all.
Yeah, in a while. But now, since episode 100, it's like we're starting anew.
Yeah, we need to bring back some memes. What other memes should we bring back? Where's Grimace? I think it's been a while since we heard from Grimace.
Yeah.
What's that little bastard up to?
Yes. But before we start, we also have Cliva Quick Freeze 4. How are you doing?
I have Dan's headache.
Yeah, I passed it on. I gave him the digital file for it over Skype, and
And it was
told
a
him not to
virus.
open it.
It was a virus.
It was a fucking virus. Yeah, I'm good. I have a headache, and I don't like it, but I'm good.
Yeah, headaches are not cool.
Yeah, they're definitely not cool.
I hate headaches. I get the ones, I don't get small headaches. I get, migraines.
Oh yeah, me too.
It sucks.
Yeah, because there's people who get regular headaches, but then I get headaches every now and then, and they just they suck so bad. It just feels like something's banging against your head on the inside.
Yeah, and then what I have to do, I have to sleep. I have to have the lights turned off because I don't know. It's just I guess how I work.
No, that can happen. I think light, if you're sensitive to light, it could cause you
totally
to have headaches. So, and I think if you're wearing wrong prescription of glasses too, that can give you a headache. And I think too, if my dentist kind of asks me if I get headaches all the time, and I tell him but I mostly tell him I think it's because of my glasses and stuff. Just I'm sensitive to light and stuff. But yeah, I guess your teeth could cause you to have headaches too. So I don't know how accurate that is. But
I've heard that though.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's so easy to get headaches. Sucks. Yeah, but Techno, we haven't asked you. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing?
he's the only healthy one of us.
I do what I can.
Getting by, nothing exciting going on. I thought it was your birthday recently. How about that? Round of applause, everyone. Go.
Happy birthday!
The explosion's out again.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go overboard on the explosions.
Yeah, those cost money.
Yeah, come on, Jesus Christ.
We have an explosion budget that we have to stay under, okay?
Yeah, I got $250.
That's
for my
awesome.
birthday. I was like,
Yay.
yeah.
You gonna
Hey,
save it?
that's enough to buy a Wii U.
No,
That is
it
true.
isn't.
I bought mine for 200, brand new.
Yeah, come on, you can get a Wii U, and you'll have enough to get Mario Kart 8.
Wow, that worked out perfectly. There you
Oh,
go.
Yeah, I know, right?
God, no.
Oh
No.
my God, it's like the angels came down and just shined a light upon you.
It's a sign from Nintendo. From
I
Reggie.
know.
No, it's not.
Reggie gave you a sign that you gotta embrace it. Your body has to be ready for it.
No.
So we're gonna end this podcast early, so we're all gonna play Mario Kart 8 with our brand new friend Techno.
Yeah. What's your Nintendo Network ID?
Wait, I'm a new friend now?
Huh?
on
But
the
you know, these past 100 episodes, you were kind of on probation. So
You're like a casual kind of friend, you know, that
Oh,
guy you talk to every
that's
now
some
and then.
bullshit.
I love you, Techno, though. You hear me say it all the time. I love you.
I still have mixed feelings, but you're in the right direction.
Yeah, he's got commitment issues. He needs to work out, but I'm fine with you, Techno. I love you.
Cool. So you got $250. What'd you do with it, or what are you getting? What do you plan on getting?
Well,
If you don't mind me asking.
I already spent $50 on just, like, food and stuff.
You know, you kind of
The what I need.
necessities.
Yeah,
Then the essentials.
yeah, the essentials.
Cool.
But I
Are
still
you-
have $200.
Are you gonna put that towards what, your PS4?
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Or you can put
Hey.
it towards the Xbox One.
No, I don't
Can I-
know. No, never.
Could I make a suggestion?
No.
You what?
No.
Because I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna say, get a Wii U.
Nope.
Or
See, I wasn't even gonna say that.
Xbox
No, I wasn't
Or
even gonna say that at all.
Xbox One.
I wasn't gonna say that at all. Can I finish?
Sure.
Well, okay. Here's my suggestion, and I'm saying you don't have to do this, but it's highly recommended. I say you put that money towards my PS4.
Ha! Ha! You're funny.
Thank you very much. At least I got a laugh out of you. No, I'm serious though. Put it towards my Xbox One and my PS4.
Yes.
I want both of them now.
Yeah, you gotta have all the consoles.
No,
Gotta collect them all.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that honestly, I don't think I can do that anymore either.
No, see, I used to be like that when I was a kid. I was like, I want to have everything. I want all the consoles. And then now they're like fucking $400. I'm like, yeah, no.
Isn't that kind of funny? Because like now we're kind of like at that age where like, no, they're like $400 when our parents were just
Yeah.
around the same age when we were
Yeah.
asking for our systems. You know?
They were like more expensive.
Yeah, around the same price. And we're like,
Yeah.
I still
He's
want.
like-
I want my Super Nintendo.
You totally get it now, yeah. Because like when you're a little kid, yeah, it's like I want a Nintendo. It's too much money, and that just never crossed your mind as a kid. But now we're like, what are we? We're like around 25 to 30, and we're just like, oh no, $500. Oh, we can't buy that.
Yeah, that's a number. That's definitely a
know.
number.
Yeah, see? I hate numbers.
No,
It all comes full circle now.
See,
You've explained it all.
the good thing was my parents got divorced.
Oh,
see,
so you had
that-
the, like,
that's how it-
Christmases,
Yeah,
2
see?
birthdays,
Yeah.
Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis.
Actually, I didn't even get I got 2 Sega Genesis.
Well, that's...
Yeah, I
that's
was
a lot
like,
of Genesis.
okay.
look at Mr. Special over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't all get 2 Genesis.
I'm
Wait, what's the plural for Genesis? Is it Genocide?
Genocide.
Genesis?
Yeah, Genesis,
I believe it's
Mega,
genocide.
Mega Drive.
Mega Drives.
Drives. They're mega.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Cool. So yeah, so $200 left over. You're definitely gonna save it then. What are you gonna do with the $200? That's what we asked you.
I'm saving it till something happens.
Something
know.
happens all the time.
Yeah, no.
You could complete your Dreamcast collection.
I could.
You could buy a copy of Border Down.
No, I don't want Border Down. Damn it.
Well, Techno, I'm sorry. You wanted a Dreamcast collection, but I guess
What is bordered?
No, I
what is
said-
bordered down?
No,
Schmuck.
I said American, not Japanese.
Well, I'm sorry you don't like Japanese games.
No, I do
Oh.
like Japanese games because I got to get Capcom vs. SNK 2 because that only came out in Japan on Dreamcast.
So did Border Down.
I know. I know about Border Down.
Does
damn
Techno
it.
hate shmups? Do you like
No,
shmups?
I don't hate shmups. I have a damn PC engine and a Saturn.
You don't want Border Down? What kind of... Man. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me you don't want Radiant Silvergun, okay?
Can someone please explain what bordered down is?
It's a shmup.
Yeah.
I get that.
You
but,
shoot
like,
things.
wh-
You're a spaceship
why-
and you shoot things.
Why is it bad?
It's not bad.
It's not
just
bad.
expensive.
It's
Oh.
expensive as hell.
It's probably
Oh,
the most
see, okay.
expensive drink.
I was trying to figure out why you guys were not
See, I
like.
hate numbers.
He really does. That should just be
Hey,
the title of this
that-
episode.
That's
I hate
yeah,
numbers.
dude. That's
I
the
hate-
new meme.
Yeah,
I
we
hate
got
numbers.
Techno just he's fucking hates
I-
numbers.
Those hate numbers.
Piss 'em
man.
off.
Piss me off. I go to freaking like I went to Taco Bell.
Then he
Earlier
sees,
today.
stares at the menu with all the numbers.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
all the numbers, all the prices.
he just flips the table nearby.
We're totally getting off track here.
Well,
whatever.
speaking
we're
of
done.
numbers, Fiva.
Yeah, what about
doing
it?
a little eBay hustling, little selling and buying here and there.
I have.
How's that
a
going?
lot. It's going actually pretty good. Well, we talked about this last week, didn't we? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you talked about how you were starting to sell some stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been selling some old kind of like action figures still in the package you know, because when I was young I always bought like 2 of each one so I can open one and I keep in the package. But yeah, I sold some of those ones that were still in the package and I turned that money around and I got some. Anyone who's been following me on Instagram has been seeing all my Masters of the Universe Classic figures, and I just been picking those things up because I love anyone who doesn't know what Masters of the Universe is. It's basically like He-Man, and oh my god, yeah, I'm holding one right now. I'm holding Molar, the Eternian Dentist, and this thing was actually a Comic-Con exclusive from San Diego, and I got it on eBay with the matching Skeletor with a missing tooth for like $30. I was like, holy shit, this is definitely a deal. So I got that. So yeah. So yeah, I've been selling some figures, and then I've been using that to not rebuy, just basically start a new collection of figures and stuff. So, because I'm a huge fan of Masters of the Universe and stuff. So, but yeah, that's basically what I've been doing on eBay and stuff. And do you guys sell stuff on eBay?
No.
I've only sold one thing.
You sold one thing on eBay?
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Yeah, like
And
that's
I
part
don't-
of it too.
Yeah,
I don't feel like
want
going through the process, kind of.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the fucking post office.
Yeah, I honestly, I've been to the post office 4 times this week, mailing stuff out, and I totally agree. It's kind of like a pain in the ass when you just gotta ship things out. And actually, it's like selling stuff has actually been kind of like pissing me off. And I was talking to Dan about this a little before the podcast. Is you get like when you guys buy stuff on eBay, you usually pay for your item right away, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, so I've been selling some stuff on eBay, and they've all been paid for, except for I get 3 items that haven't been paid for yet, and 2 of these auctions ended 2 weeks ago. I think they ended on the 7th or something, which is roughly 2 weeks, but they haven't been paid for. So I had to go to eBay and open something called an unpaid case, which is basically if the buyer doesn't pay for your item,
Yeah.
you can open this case up. And I think I don't know what eBay's doing with it because I haven't been notified on what's going on with it. But I think what happens is at the end of it, when the case closes, you'll be able to relist the item without eBay charging you for it. So, but it just pisses me off. It's just why would you bid on something and win it and not pay for it right away. Like, I can kind of get it if, like, you know, you get paid on Monday, or you get paid on Tuesday, or you get paid on Friday. And I've actually had a few buyers say, hey, you know, I get paid on Thursday. Is it cool if I just wait till I pay for this item until I get paid? And I'll reply back, yeah, no problem. You know, thanks for letting me know. But like I said, I got like 3 auctions that have ended, and 2 of them are over 2 weeks old. One ended about 3 days ago, but like they haven't been paid for, and I don't know, it's really been pissing me off. So like, and I kind of want to go ahead and just relist the items back on eBay anyway. But I'm kind of like, I have this fear if I do that, the very next day they're going to be paid for by the seller of the original auction. So like, I'm not really sure what to do on this subject. So like, I just started selling stuff on eBay like 2 weeks ago. So I'm just like, I'm still fairly new. So I was kind of hoping you guys had some experience, but it doesn't sound like you do. So,
Well, what I would do, I think this is actually what I did whenever I sold my Metroid trilogy. I put in like a thing. I can't remember where I put it though. But I wrote, but if you're buying this, you need to pay at a certain time. Like you have to pay in full or whatever, and
Yeah.
And I think that's what you should do for your next things you sell.
well, like I said, on 2 of the items, I opened this thing called the unpaid item case.
Yeah.
And I think, see, I don't really fully understand on how this thing works. I think like once you open this case and if it still is unpaid after a month, I think the item gets relisted or like put it back up for auction. But I'm not too sure about this. That's why I'm confused on what to do, like how to proceed with this, because there's even like another option too. You guys ever heard of the second chance offer? This is this is the thing where, like, if the winner of the auction can't pay for your item, you could offer the second place highest bidder their highest bid. And I went to do that, I said, fuck it, I want my money now. This guy's not buying it, so I'll give the next guy under him. So I went to the second chance offer and tried to do that, but eBay won't let me. So I'm like, is it because they're not letting me because I have this unpaid item case open, or is it because
Probably.
I'm just kind of getting a little frustrated, because I put these items up on eBay, they've been fully paid for, they've been won, and I'm not going to say how much they sold for, but it's a pretty good amount to the point where I want my money now, and it's just like, come on, dude, give me my money so I can ship your item, so I can use that money to basically buy what I want. I don't, it's frustrating to me, and I don't really fully understand it, but yeah. But yeah, and so yeah, I've been selling a lot of stuff on eBay, and I've been getting a lot of stuff. I've been getting those Master of the Universe figures and a whole bunch of like graphic trade paperbacks of like Ninja Turtles and Ghostbuster comics. Oh my god, they're so fucking good, dude. If you guys are reading the new Ninja Turtles IDW comics, they're awesome. They're highly recommended, I swear. They're wicked good.
Well, I think it's time. Guys.
Time for what?
Time for bed.
Wait a minute, it's 10 o'clock. Actually, it's 9. Ha!
It's gonna be
I'm
7.
cooled.
It's 7 o'clock now. Okay, our listeners.
9.
Wait, I thought you hated numbers. Jesus, Techno.
I
You
do.
contradicted yourself. You shouldn't give a shit about time. You should be like, fuck time.
You should give a shit about time.
But it's news time. Let's jump into it. Guys, I have the best article.
Really?
What?
I don't
Nothing?
have anything.
Oh, come
News has
on.
been so boring to me. This is like nothing that stood out to me. And I know Gamescom was recently too. I don't know if any of you guys kept up with any of the Gamescom news. It felt like just a rehash of like E3, like some of the same stuff. Except like now you kind of see gameplay of certain games and all that. So a little bit more gameplay footage is out there for games that have been announced. But I don't know, nothing really stood out to me for over the past couple of weeks. It's been kind of slow.
Oh, you know what I saw today that was... I fucking hated you because you mentioned it last time. I saw today Fish play Street Fighter.
Oh, I want to watch this now. I have not seen this.
Oh my
It's
god.
I saw this today and I was just like, are you kidding me? It was literally the same goddamn thing, except this time there's two fish inside the fishbowl, and one was Ken and one was Guile. And I guess just like the Pokemon thing, whatever sector that they swam to did like a move forward, move back, a jump, the kick, the punch button, and like I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I guess they just kept us going, and I don't know the names of the fish, but like one of them had like 60 or 70 wins, and the other one had like 40 wins. Holy fuck!
Pretty evenly matched.
I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, is this what our entertainment is down to? It's like, oh my
Fish.
god.
Yes.
Fish plays StarCraft 2.
Oh my god.
That's weird though. Like I need to watch this now. This is gonna become a trend. Like after Twitch plays Pokemon, I felt like that started a trend of like Twitch streamers or people who are good with like emulators and ROMs coming up with like, oh, like after that I could have sworn I saw like Twitch plays Final Fantasy 3 or stuff like that. Like it was just a bunch of like Twitch plays basically. It started this like Twitch plays trend.
Yeah.
Because like the Twitch plays Pokemon thing died off, but then like other stuff started up, and now there's this Fish plays Pokemon. Shout out to Grayson, that's his name. He started it all. He's still swimming around and playing Pokemon, but now that you're gonna see like, why I have a fish, I want to try and do that too. We need more fish plays.
I get the whole Twitch plays Pokemon because there's people who are actually putting their input, but now you got fish and they have no idea what they're doing. It's just like, really, come on. But yeah, I saw that today. I knew I had to like bring it up because you mentioned it last episode, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that. I have to check that out.
Yeah, it was just something I briefly saw, and I quickly just ended it. I was just like, oh, I'm good. I'm not watching this.
Fish plays Echo the Dolphin.
No, that would be so ironic.
I love that.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Jesus.
But I know you guys got some news stories, right?
I have one news story, so I will go first if you don't mind. Nintendo has heard the request to put Robin Williams in the next Legend of Zelda game. The Legend of Zelda may or may not have an NPC name in honor of the late, great Robin Williams, but Nintendo has at least heard the demands of fans of, what's the number? 100,000 signatures are on change.org petitions calling for a tribute to put Williams in the next series entry. While Nintendo cannot commit to any such undertaking at present, it has issued the statement to Polygon. I don't know what Polygon is, but
Polygon is a website, kind of like a Joystick.
Okay. I've never heard about that before, but yeah, they have at least acknowledged the petition, and they quote, "We appreciate the outpouring of support for our gaming community, and hear the request to fans to honor him in future games," a representative said, and he continues, "We will not be discussing what might be possible for future games during this difficult time, but we will hold memories of Robin Williams close." A spokesman also said that Williams, this is in quotes, was loved at Nintendo and extended a condolences to the Williams family. He continues on by quoting, "Our hearts go out to the entire family, and especially to Zelda Williams," that is Robin Williams' daughter, if anyone does not know, "who we've worked with multiple times," said Nintendo. So, yeah, that's basically about it. Nintendo has heard the petition or the cries or the request of 100,000 signatures, and they haven't really said yes or no if they're going to do it, but wouldn't it be kind of cool to see like a Robin Williams in like the next Zelda game?
Yeah, I think they should do it. I mean, he was obviously a big fan enough of the series to name his daughter after it. But yeah, they could totally do it as just like an NPC kind of Easter egg kind of thing. I mean, even if it doesn't use his name, as long as like it's a very overly active character, you'll probably know like it's inspired by Robin Williams.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Blizzard already did this. Like
Yeah.
they're doing a kind of like a tribute to Robin Williams in their game World of Warcraft. I don't know as what. Like he could be
It's
anything.
Genie.
Is it a genie? Oh, okay,
Mm.
that makes sense. So that's kind of neat, actually. So, but yeah, that's basically my news stories. I think it's kind of cool that well, I don't know. I just think it would be cool if Robin Williams, like even if just the name Robin,
Yeah.
would be in the game. Like that would be kind of neat. So, how about you, Techno? Do you got any news stories?
Oh yes, I got 3.
3.
3. So,
Make 'em
Place-
good.
I'll try.
Okay, good.
PlayStation Home turns off the lights in Japan this March. So, PlayStation Home, a social network, will end in March 2015 in Japan. Sony announced on the Japanese Home website. A translation of the message indicates that the home service maintained by Sony Computer Entertainment Europe and Sony Computer Entertainment America is exempt from the shutdown. Woo! I wonder when they're gonna shut down Home in America.
It's
Probably
probably a
not.
matter of time
Yeah,
eventually.
pretty much.
Did any of you guys ever mess around with PlayStation Home?
Never.
I used it a couple times.
Yeah, me too. You know what? Like, it was kind of interesting because they actually had like a lot of mini games in it that like, and some were pretty good. You could just do a lot of stuff. But I think what their issue was like it was kind of meant to be like The Sims, but with like all your friends and all that, which was kind of interesting. But I think what they fell into was they seemed to be more focused on always expanding the PlayStation Home by adding like these new things, new mini games, and all that, instead of working to like refine the like true controls of it, like being able to talk with people, kind of like The Sims have like more options available, kind of thing. And I don't know, I think they missed the opportunity there. Because at first I remember people getting pretty excited about it. I mean, a lot of people were anticipating it. It's like, oh my god, it's like The Sims, but with all my friends and all that, and random people, and I can all talk to them. But novel concept. It just they didn't flesh it out.
Was this something that was more on the Vita than
No.
the PS3?
It was on the PS3. It started on the PS3.
Oh, okay.
It's been around for years, like basically
Yeah.
since the PS3 started.
Oh.
And they're always trying to expand it, but I think that's kind of their issue. They just need to maybe focus a little bit less on always adding new content and just refine all the genuine controls, add some new, talking options or whatever, just some new options. Make it like The Sims. Make it like where I can go in there and select the option to punch Techno in the face or something. Like The Sims. Or like that would be incredible. See, that would be so much fun. Think about it. Like they just need to kind of copy The Sims a little and throw some more options in there, and bam, it would be a little bit more fun and interesting. But I don't know. I messed around with it for sure for a little bit. I don't know. A matter of time. I think it's a matter of time before it's completely gone.
Yeah. So, my second news story. I was about to say Final Fantasy for some reason.
I thought you were going to say that too.
But Final Muramasa Rebirth DLC drags players to hell September 2nd. Vanillaware will wrap up its DLC plans for the PS Vita Brawler. Is it really a brawler? I guess so.
It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Yeah. Muramasa Rebirth early next month. Will with the launch of Hell's Where the Heart Is. The fourth and last entry in the Genroku Legends expanded storyline. You know what? I haven't downloaded anything
No.
for this game.
I
I didn't know
done-
it had DLC.
Yeah, they're like $5, and they're like kind of new areas to explore, new bosses and all that, and new stories, because it's like a new character that you play as each time. I was gonna buy it because like they had it on sale one time where it was like their regular $5 per DLC kind
Yeah.
of story, but they put them on sale for like $2.50. So I wanted to buy the ones that are available. I just kind of forgot about it. Maybe they'll put them on sale again. Xseed usually it's pretty good, or no, it's not Xseed. Axis. I'd imagine they probably at least have another sale once they have like all the DLC up. So
Yeah, probably.
I'd keep an eye out on that.
Muramasa's final DLC chapter stars the Lord of Hell's daughter, Rajeki. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but whatever. Who must shift between 3 playable forms as she hacks away at demonic creatures and confronts classic bosses featured in the game's core campaign. So you get to face old monsters or bosses. So previous Vita exclusive DLC releases include a Cause to Daikon 4, don't know what that means, and last month's A Spirited 7 Nights Haunting. Hell's Where the Heart Is, it launches digitally via the PlayStation Network on September 2nd in North America and September 3rd in Europe. So yeah.
There you go. More Muramasa. If you like Muramasa. I really need to get those DLCs. I'm hoping they have another sale.
Yeah.
If they like make them $250 again, I'd buy all of them. Might as well.
Yeah. Do you have PS Plus?
No, I tried it for like 3 months, and I got my money's worth because I bought a lot of games because you get like discounts on new games. I think I bought like Tokyo Jungle at the time for like cheaper and like sound shapes, and I played some other games, but I didn't, because like part of me is still like, it's cool you get like big free games, like I know there's like Dragon's Crown and all that right now, but then part of me kind of feels guilty even though like I paid for it because I'd rather have, you know, an actual copy of the game. So it's like that kind of conflicted with me and PS Plus. It's a great service if you don't mind having everything digital.
I know Crysis 3 is actually available now for free.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people playing that.
And like, it's kind of weird that it's not on PC since, you know, it's... No.
That's strange.
3 is only on console, which is really weird. It's not on Steam. Like, I was looking for it.
How will we know now if the PC can run it? Supposed to.
Man, I remember back then.
It was basically like a benchmark.
It was like the benchmark.
Yeah, totally.
To,
like my PC can run Crysis, and that was a big deal. Like all you had to say was say that, and we knew you had a badass PC.
Crysis.
I think that's an achievement, isn't it? From like the second one or something. It's like
the
first thing you do, and it's like it pops up and it says it can run it or something.
Yeah.
So I still haven't played a Crysis game, but I've always wanted to because like I don't mind FPSs as long as they're like really good and like really refined and a little bit different. And the suit mechanic and all that interesting stuff always intrigued me. I'll have to check it out eventually.
I've never like played through any of them like fully, but I played a little bit of the first one actually on PC.
Wow.
It could run.
That's cool.
It was not my PC that I have now. Letting you know. But yeah, my last news story, The Walking Dead Season 2 finale hits next week. Dude, I love these games. I loved The Wolf Among Us and both seasons of The Walking Dead.
And Jurassic Park.
No.
And Back to the Future.
Wasn't that okay?
Actually, I heard it was okay. I have it on Steam, like all 5 episodes. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
But yeah, the 5th and final episode of The Walking Dead Season 2 launches on PC, Mac, PS3, and Vita on August 26th in North America, and then on Xbox 360 on August 27th. Episode 5 hits iOS on August 28th as an in-app purchase. Don't know what that means. So yeah, there we go.
Walking Dead. I'm curious if they're going to continue it. I guess we'll see with the final episode.
Yeah, dude, I don't... That just, like, is she going to die?
No.
Was there any news for a retail release?
Yeah, are they going to do it like they did the first season where they, like, once all the episodes are out, they have a hard copy?
I hope so.
Probably, I would imagine.
Well, I hope they do that, and
they didn't say anything about it.
Because I hope they do it, because for that, and I want one for the Wolf Within, or A Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, they should do that.
Because I've been interested in that one, and I didn't download any episodes because I just want a retail release. So
I heard from Pete that the retail release of Season 1 had some really bad bugs.
See, that's weird, because I have the retail release for Season 1, and I didn't encounter any
Did you
bugs.
play it on 360?
Yes, I
That's
did.
probably why. The PS3 versions are really bad. Like, they're terrible.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've watched gameplay and, like, oh my god. Avoid getting it, like, The Walking Dead on the PS3 if you can. I played Under 2, but, like, there's some strange fucking glitches in Season 1. There was, like, a train glitch where, like, it would go underground, the camera, and it's, like, you get stuck there. There was, like, weird stuff with, like, items missing. It was strange. It was, like, really a poor port. I don't know what happened with the PS3 versions. I'd say 360 or PC if you're going to play The Walking Dead. But yeah, the PS3 versions were known for being extremely, extremely buggy.
Okay, yeah, I'll get the 360 one.
Oh yeah. One last thing. It surprised me, but Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is actually, whenever it launches, it's going to be launching not just on PS4 and Xbox One, but also on Steam.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sega Dreamcast. Holy shit.
That
Like
would have
100 discs.
100 discs.
So that's all our news, I believe.
Yeah.
That is all our news. Ow!
Whoa, Clive, please take it easy.
I think I just pinched like a vein in my leg.
Oh, don't you hate when that happens when you like pull a nerve or something? It's just like that sharp pain out of nowhere. Yeah, that sucks.
The time! Who's got the time?
It's question time!
But I believe we had some questions, more specifically for you, but Clive.
Yeah, we have two.
Away.
Yeah, we have two questions / comments, and I gotta be honest, they're kind of directed towards me. But the first one is from, actually, I don't even know how you say this. Canonis Paraxidus. If I'm saying that wrong, I deeply apologize. But he says, question, why is it when I hear someone's experience about Lightning Returns, no one uses the time stop ability? By God, you can abuse the spell to the point where you will be like me and have all the quests completed. Okay, I think this is kind of directed at me because I'm the only one who played this one. Really, I did get to the point where I did have this ability, and I did use it all the time, but like I said, I was following this speed run walkthrough thing online where it broke it down to like every 15 minutes. So when I was playing the game while following this walkthrough, really my main goal was just to try to get from point A to point B within the time frame of 15 minutes. So my goal was just to follow the walkthrough, and to do that you have to use this time stop ability, which I did use. And eventually you'll run out. But within the game, to get this back, you have to fight battles. You have to fight monsters, and you don't get experience points. You get points that you can use towards this time stop ability. Well, like I said, I was rushing to get from point A to point B, totally avoiding monsters because really I just wanted to get to the next destination so I could continue to follow this strategy, the walkthrough, as much as I could, so I could stay within that time frame. And I just wasn't fighting any battles, so I kept running out of the time stop ability. And when I did get into battles, I didn't do very well. I kept dying. I didn't have my character set up to exploit weaknesses in any way. I was just totally thrown out, and I was already stressed playing this game because, like I said, I previously mentioned games that like put me on a time limit or a time frame or something like that stress me out a lot, like beyond. It just stresses me out to the point where I really don't want to play it. So I was already stressed out trying to get from point A to point B, and when I had to stop to fight battles, I wasn't in the mood to fight battles, and I just kept on losing. So that was kind of like add all that together, it just got me to the point where like I really don't want to play Lightning Returns. I will probably play it eventually in the future, but really when games time you like that, it really takes me out of the game. So I don't know. That's my experience with Lightning Returns. So but I heard it's like an amazing game, which sucks because it just happened that way for me, and I don't want to go back and play it. So that's my explanation. Does that make sense? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. So, okay, we have one other question, and this one's from Tipton Donaldson, and he says, this one's also kind of directed towards me, which I kind of feel bad for you guys. He says, Cliva, I like your new Game Over series idea. It sounds like a lot of fun, no doubt. Also, yeah, the Destiny beta is pretty sweet so far. I'm playing it on the Xbox One. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much. I do like the Game Over series. I've only done one episode so far. I did have a second episode recorded. I was playing Chip and Dale 2 Rescue Rangers for the NES. I had it all done, and then for some reason, when I played back the video just to see if it came out all right, the audio wasn't syncing up to the video. So I would react to like, oh, I got hit, and then like a minute later, it showed I got hit by something. So I totally trashed that video. I have to redo it. So, but I did have a second one. So I want to do more. I really do, because I actually did like the Game Over series. So I wanted to do originally I wanted to do Aladdin for the Sega Genesis, kind of like a tribute to Robin Williams passing, because he played the genie. But I realized, I'm using a Retron 3, and the Aladdin for the Sega Genesis can't be played on a Retron 3. It won't let you play it. So that was kind of like the reason why I went to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2, because I was like, oh, okay, well this sucks, so I'll just play Rescue Rangers 2. Which I did enjoy, but then the video got all screwed up, so I trashed it. So I'm going to have to pick a different game, or just redo the Chip and Dale one. I don't know. I'll have to decide. So, but sorry guys, those are the only two comments that we had, and they were kind of directed towards me. So if you guys want, you could, Dan or Techno or even myself, we could kind of make up questions to ask each other if you want.
Well, besides like being on a time limit, I guess that's kind of a good question. What are some of your biggest gaming pet peeves? Things that you just like hate in games? Like obviously I hate being on a time limit. There's certain other things that, like there's a lot of little things that irk me. I
gotta say that being put on a time limit is my main one. But yeah, I think modern gaming has kind of been, I'm gonna have to put it as a pet peeve, because really it's getting to the point where it's a lot more work now to play modern games now, because I got Ultra Street Fighter 4, and it updates, and especially when I want to upload videos to YouTube, it takes, I think it took like 10-15 minutes to upload the one video that wasn't even 5 minutes long. It's just this modern gaming stuff. The more you add, the more stuff you got to go through. The retro games, I can put in Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers 2, pop it in, hit the power button, and I'm ready to play. So I don't know. I think the whole modern gaming is starting to be a pet peeve for me. Yeah.
I hate installs, like excessive installs for games. Like it confuses me like sometimes on the PS3 why certain games need to install for like a long time, and then there's certain games that'll just like play right away on the PS3. It's like, what's the logic behind this? But another pet peeve of mine's, and now I think about it, is like tutorials in general, but like tutorials that are just like excessively long. It's like I kind of get this, I know what to do, they just hold your hand way too much. I don't know, tutorials are always kind of, because sometimes you need it, but then like for you played other games in the series, you don't need it, or they just hold your hand way too much, or they try and explain it with like a shit ton of like text on the screen, and it's like, take it easy.
I hate that. Yeah, I think that like the best tutorials are like when they implement it during the gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're for example, you're a guy in a field and just starting out, and you get a small little thing. Press Y to do a strong attack. Press X to do a light attack. Like those are great. And then it's like later on in the gameplay when you mastered some of the basic abilities, it's just like, hey, if you press Y Y Y X, you could do this cool combo. But it displays it on the screen while you're playing it. It doesn't. But yeah, if they just stop the screen with this huge, massive paragraph of text, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Takes you out. How about you, Techno? Any pet peeves?
Numbers.
Numbers?
He hates when there's numbers in games.
I know, he got awfully mad when he played Sesame Street 1, 2, 3.
He couldn't tolerate it.
I'd say bad music.
Bad music.
That's true, especially if it's like the gameplay is actually good. It's like you enjoy playing it, but like, holy shit, I should just mute the music right now because it's pointless or something. Or that brings up another pet peeve of mine. It's just annoying like sound effects. You know, like if it's constantly playing over and over and over and again, like yatta, yatta, or like they're Dynasty Warriors and they're doing all these hits, and it's just the same thing over and over again.
The fucking the arcade version of Strider.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that. It's like, Jesus, tone it back a little.
I'm glad that they cut that out in the Genesis version.
Yeah, that was a smart move. That way they don't annoy the players to death.
I'm trying to think.
No, that was a good one. Bad music.
Can't think of anything else.
No, what's also pet peeve of mine nowadays?
What?
RIP manuals. Never forget.
No.
I miss manuals. Like, what? I don't need a pamphlet with all these warnings on like one page. It's like, can I get a nice instruction manual, maybe some full color, or explain the game a little bit, or show the character artwork. I don't know.
Dude, I totally know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know if you guys know. You probably might have known, but like, I recently got like a whole bunch of NES games from a family member, and he had all the manuals in them, and like, I know exactly what you're talking about, Dan. You open it up, like I opened up the manual for Super Mario Brothers 1/Duck Hunt, and there's like fucking art in there. Like there's like drawn animations of like Mario jumping on the Koopa, or like the duck getting shot. I'm just like, holy shit, there's freaking art in this Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt manual, and I can open Ultra Street Fighter 4 and there's not a single drawing in there. Oh my god, yeah, that's a huge pet peeve too. Just yeah.
Modern day, it's either like nothing, or it's just like a 2-page pamphlet with all the warnings, or it's like the PS Vita where it's just an empty case with the game.
Yeah.
They don't even bother because it's a digital manual. Don't you guys love digital manuals?
No, I hate them. Like, yeah, old retro like NES manuals. Yeah, they had all the color, like Kirby's Kirby's Adventure for the NES. Oh my god, it was like, you open that up, it was all pink inside, and it had all these drawings of Kirby and his different abilities. Shit, yeah, you don't get that anymore. So, oh my god, yeah. I'm telling you, man, retro gaming is so much better, like, in my opinion, than modern gaming. But, I don't know, it's just...
I just kind of, part of me feels bad for, like, the modern gamers, the kids growing up in this generation with, like, the PS3 and Xbox 360s as, like, their first console, and, like, they'll never really know that experience of having, like, gorgeous manuals with, like, full color and character artwork, like, thick-ass manuals, or maybe even a poster sometimes. They used to come with posters, which is cool.
Dude...
But
man,
they'll never experience that anymore.
I miss that so much.
Especially with RPGs. Like, RPGs usually came with, like, posters with the world map, and that was, like, so cool. Yep. It's like, check it out. This is a whole area that I'm going to explore in this game.
Yeah, dude. Perfect example is Final Fantasy for the NES. Oh my god, dude. Great.
Yeah, and with, like, pretty much almost, like, every Sega, like, Genesis Master System game came with a poster. It may have not been like big.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, but at least you got something.
Yeah. It's a nice little poster.
Because when Sonic 2 was releasing, they packed it in with that poster of Sonic and Tails looking, not at you but away from you, with the giant 2 in the center.
I actually like that poster too. That's a good one. Didn't they have another one where they were looking at you too?
Yeah, it was like a different, another one, and which looked more like the cover art.
Yeah. There was so much art in like the old retro games.
And like on the bottom of it said, "Are you like something? Are you ready or something?" It had 2 in there. I can't remember.
Let me Google it. I'm curious.
Yeah.
But shout out to the companies who still try and do some full color manuals. Like there are some companies.
Exceed.
XE Atlas is usually really active. Although for some reason with the 3DS games lately, they haven't been putting manuals. Period, which kind of saddens me because they were like one of the few companies who did like full color artwork. But I bought like Tales of Xillia 2 recently, and Bandai Namco actually did like a really thick full color manual. Like it has all the characters in it.
Yeah.
It's like, pretty awesome.
I found it.
I know what it is now.
Yeah, the slogan that you were trying to remember is, "Are you up to it?"
Do it. Yeah.
And instead of the word "two," they just wrote the number 2.
Get it? That's clever.
Yep.
Geniuses. Man, someone give these guys a sandwich.
Man, I wish I had the Sonic 3 poster.
The Sonic what poster?
3.
Wasn't that one just the cover?
Yeah, that was because I loved the cover because you had Knuckles hiding. You could see his eyes. And
Really? I don't
Yeah.
know that. Okay, now I gotta look this up. Sonic 3 poster. Hold on. Now I'm curious. I've never seen Knuckles in that poster, so.
Well, you don't see his face. You just see his eyeballs.
Oh. Okay. Oh, in the bush, that's him?
Yeah.
That's Knuckles?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought that was some random robot. Okay, that's not as exciting as I thought it would be. Oh, here's a poster of Sonic meets My Little Pony, which is kind of neat.
No.
Ah.
Let's not get off track. No one wants to hear about ponies.
Fine. You guys suck anyway.
Should just start up a My Little Pony podcast.
Why, you want to be my co-host?
Oh yeah, how about that last episode? That was a pretty good episode. It had the ponies like doing things, and yeah, that was my in-depth review. I hope you enjoyed it. That sums up every episode.
That sums up every episode.
So guys, is it that time?
Oh boy.
Games we've been playing, son.
Yeah, talk about those games.
Techno seems very enthusiastic about this section.
Oh, he loves this part.
Podcast. I know.
It's his favorite part.
Well, I would hope so. He usually has like a list of games like 20 miles long or something.
Hey, I am not Pete Dorr.
No, you're like Pete Dorr Mach 2.
Yeah, but how about those games, guys? What have you guys been playing recently?
I don't know. Let's see. I haven't been playing a whole lot of games, honestly. But I have been playing 2. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 for the NES, like I already mentioned for the Game Over series. I didn't play that much of it. I played it for about 2 hours, and I got to like the 3rd level before I actually died, and it's fun. You guys don't know what Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers 2 is? This is one, see, I don't want to say it's rare, but it's like the more uncommon game, where their first game is way common. You can find it everywhere, but generally the gameplay is the same. It's a side-scrolling platformer game where you can play either as Chip or Dale. I always play as Dale because he was way cooler than Chip. But you could, like, basically what you do is you go through the level and you could pick up, like, various things like boxes or different blocks, and you can toss them at various enemies trying to get to the end of the game. And basically the story of the game is Fat Cat, he breaks out of prison, which is already weird because I would never think they would make a prison for animated cats, but he breaks out of prison, and basically you have to stop him, put him back in jail. So there's not that much story in it, but it's a good, fun little cute game. If you can find Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2, I would say pick it up because, like I said, it's very uncommon. But even if you find the first game, it's just as good, probably even better in my opinion. I kind of like the first game better than the second game. I think it's because I just grew up with the first game a lot. So, but the second game I've been playing, again, I haven't been playing a whole lot, but is Ultra Street Fighter 4. I've been doing a lot of training mode because I'm like super rusty. I haven't played in like forever, so I just been basically going into the training room, and I just found this out. You could actually program the computer player to like act on its own accord, so he'll fight basically forever. And since you're in the training room, there's no time limit, no whatever. You could basically train forever in the training room. Because the way I train, or the way I like to train, is like I can't just stand there and do moves against an opponent who's also just standing there, not trying to block you, not trying to kill you in any way. I don't learn like that. I rather go online and fight people and like basically train myself on active people, who are trying to kill you. It's a lot more fun to me, and it trains you that you have to act on the fly. Like you have to be spontaneous, you have to adjust on a whim, but you can't do that in training mode. But like I said, I figured out how, like, you could actually set the opponent to, basically fight on its own. So you could just fight for an hour, 2 hours, however long you want to stay in the training session. And that's what I've been just doing a lot. I'd pick Ryu, I would pick my opponent, set the opponent to do whatever it wants, and basically I would have like an hour-long match against the same guy, just fighting, training, whatever, and then, just act and react against them. So it's kind of cool. I like it. So, again, just doing a few online ranked matches, and I haven't been doing that well because, like I said, I've been rusty. So, but that's about it for me, really. So.
Well, I'll go next. I have a couple. So, the last couple episodes I mentioned this quirky roguelike called The Guided Fate Paradox, which you become God. If that's the refresher, that's all you really need to know. You become God, you fulfill people's wishes, and ultimately it becomes a story about like angels and demons and this kind of like war between them. I actually beat it, and wow, like roguelikes are not for everyone, because like standard RPGs, like if there's a final boss fight, it's like, oh, there's this convenient save point right here, let me save before the boss. Roguelikes are like, no, fuck that, we're gonna punish you. So like I legitimately tried to fight this last boss for like a week, like constantly doing it. And the reason is because it's a roguelike. So it's not as simple as like going in and fighting the boss. You go into the final dungeon, which has 10 floors, and because it's a roguelike, every time you go into a dungeon, you start at level 1. So you have to like grind up your levels like every time. So like you have to go through these 10 floors, and grind up to be strong enough to, be a challenge to the last boss. And to do that, usually takes maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you get to the last boss, and if you die, guess what? You have to do it all over again. So it's like you wasted like 2 hours, and you got to start from floor 1, grind up your levels again, just to get another chance to fight the last boss. So obviously when you die, it's very, very devastating. It's crushing, and I was so pissed one time because I had him like, it was one of those things like, I was like, all I need is one more hit, and he killed me. And I was like, shit. Like, I was so pissed. I was like, man, I gotta do this again. But the game's weird because it introduces mechanics, like, when you die. Like, I feel like you need to die in order to, like, get certain things. Like, I died and it introduced, like, this mechanic where you can strengthen the enemies. That way you can get to higher levels. But, like, the weird thing is, like, say you want to grind, like, you can grind, you can go back to, like, other dungeons, or there's, like, an extra dungeon which drops, like, a lot of loot and all that. But, like, every time, like, you need to talk to this angel, like an angel, to like go into the dungeons, but every time you talk to him, it automatically progresses the story. So like if you haven't died, like say you're successful in one dungeon, next time you go to talk to him, it's automatically going to progress the story. Even if you just wanted to grind, you're like, I don't want to progress the story yet, I just want to grind. It forces you in there, so technically the only way to go back and grind is to die. That way you can get that option. That was really, really strange, but basically I tried for like 4 or 5 days, like on the same fucking dungeon, until finally I got all the good equipment. And I think a pro tip for this, if you're challenging the last boss, there's an item called the Oracle Suit. And this item, oh my god, when I saw this, I was like, why the fuck have I not been using this? This would be perfect against the last boss. So basically what it does is, because in this game, you don't have like special skills, your skills are correlated to which equipment you're wearing. So this suit basically will heal you like whatever damage you take. So it's almost like you're not taking any damage. I was like, what the fuck, I should be using this against a boss, and it totally worked. Like, they would be attacking me, and then I would just like heal up all my health again, and I was finally able to do it. So I finally beat it. It was tough. I would say it took me at least 10 tries against them, and like I said, 10 tries is like, hour and a half, 2 hours going through that dungeon again, but I finally beat it. I enjoyed it because, the Guided Fate Paradox is kind of unique because there's not a whole lot of traditional roguelike RPGs like this anymore. There's some on like the handhelds, but not so much on the console. I enjoyed it actually. The characters were actually really likable, really interesting. It was just a really quirky game, quirky story, and it was an enjoyable experience. But after I beat that, because that was like last week, I wanted to play like another smaller game on my PS3 before Tales of Xillia 2 came out. And I had like a bunch of games that I bought on like a PSN flash sale. And you guys really need to keep up with those PSN flash sales. They like discount games to like $1. Like good games for like $1 on like a random weekend. So I buy like a lot of stuff that way. And I wanted to play this game for a while. It's called Papo and Yo. And man, they don't make games like this anymore. I really miss it in the modern era. But it's basically like a puzzle platformer kind of adventure game. And first of all, you don't see like 3D platformers anymore. Those are like non-existent. But like the puzzles, you play this. It's one of those games where and I love this actually. It's one of those games where it doesn't tell you the story. Like it just drops you in it and you don't really know anything. So like to get the story, you just kind of find out by intrigue because you start piecing stuff together as you go along. But you're this boy. It takes place in like Brazil, so it's like, you know, a kind of rundown area. And all you know is like how it introduces it in the beginning is like you're this boy, and there's this like mysterious monster. But then you learn what the monster is later on, and there's like a girl that you follow. But you gotta kind of solve these environmental puzzles, and the puzzles are super interesting. Like how used it is like really awesome. You have to see it. There's some really creative puzzles, like manipulating the environment and doing certain things is really great with the puzzle aspect. And then you have some platforming aspects where you got to do some like tricky platforming. But it's really great. And what's great about it is because it actually tells probably one of the best stories I've seen in a game in a long time, because it's honestly one of the realest stories you're going to see, because it talks about a real life experience that'll catches a lot of people off guard, because this game takes like, towards the end, it takes like a huge twist, and you learn like a lot about the game, and to a point where it becomes honestly really depressing, and it becomes really sad. It's like, oh man, like I almost teared up with this game towards the end. It was so emotional towards the end, and it was so brilliant how it ended it too. So definitely check this game out. It's on like, I think they put it on Steam now too, but originally it was on the PSN for a while as an exclusive, but it's on PSN and Steam now. It's like a $15 game. It's a short game. It doesn't take too long to beat. I say I beat it in like, I don't know, 5.5 hours, but oh my god, the story it's worth experiencing, because like you don't see games talk about this kind of thing, and it's a very real thing. Like it's affected a lot of people because the story hits so close to home. It's like you see the kind of facade of this game and think it's like this cute kind of like platformer adventure, and then man, it just gets really dark and depressing towards the end. It's just super interesting. It tells the story beautifully. It's just a wonderful game. I highly recommend it. And you don't see these kind of games anymore. Like these games are a dime a dozen in the modern era. Honestly, one of the best games I played in a long time for a downloadable game. Really enjoyed that. And I picked this game up on the DS. It's an import. And I picked it up because, first of all, it's one of the better rhythm game series out there. But it's mainly a Japanese series. There was one game on the PS2, and that was it. That was the only one, and then it's like shifted to the DS, and I think there's a 3DS version now. But I picked up Taiko no Tatsujin, and oh my god. Like I picked it up because first of all, I really wanted it. I got it super cheap, and I was super happy to get it. But if you don't know Taiko no Tatsujin, it's a music rhythm game series by Bandai Namco, and it has these like cute little drum characters, but at least how it works on the DS is like on the bottom screen you have like a little drum on there, and you have to play it with like two stylus, so you have like one in each hand, which are basically like your drumsticks. And to hit, there's like red and blue notes, and to hit red notes you have to tap the drum, so that's a red note, and then to hit the blue notes you have to tap the area around the drum, and that counts as hitting the blue note. And it's just a bunch of, there's some other kind of notes that you kind of like hold notes and you bang like really constantly fast, or there's some other types of notes that you can hit. But it's just a really fun music rhythm game series. It has tons of music. Good variety, actually. It's got like everything from like classical music to like, this one has like the Mario Brothers theme in it and the like underground theme. I don't know how Namco got the licensing for that. But it's got like some Namco, like a Namco remix where it's got like Pac-Man and Dig Dug and all these other classics that you're playing the music to. And it's quirky. It's got like J-pop and all that because it is a Japanese game. But really enjoyable game. I'm glad I was able to get it for so cheap. And finally, the last game is a big one, and it's basically been consuming my life for the past week. A little game called Tales of Xillia 2 came out this past Tuesday. The cool thing is I actually got it a day early. I don't know why. Bandai Namco, I guess, shipped it really early, and I guess they shipped from California, so California to Arizona. You know, it only takes like 1 day, so I got it like a day early, and I started playing it right away, obviously. And what can I say about Tales of Xillia 2? First of all, I love Tales of games, so of course I was going to play this. I'm really enjoying it, but I think the one thing that's going to catch a lot of people off guard with this game is the main character. Believe it or not, for the first time in this series, and I'm used to this because I play like the Shin Megami Tensei games, but in this game, the main protagonist is actually a silent protagonist, which is really strange. Like the Tales of series doesn't do that, but Luger, who's like this gray and black-haired guy, he's kind of a silent protagonist, and the main reason is because with this game, they try and emphasize choices. Like, you make tons of choices. Like, there's a shit ton of choices. Everything from, like, really trivial choices to, like, some really serious choices. Like, I'm talking, like, Mass Effect style. Like, some really deep choices. Like, it's one of those things where some of the choices are really intense because it times you. So, like, you gotta react within, like, 5 seconds on, like, a choice, and it's like, oh my god. But that's really interesting, and that's kind of why he doesn't talk, is because everything he's saying is like the choices you're making. So that's really interesting. It also has like kind of like an affection kind of thing where you can become friends or increase your bond, I guess you could say, with certain characters, because the returning characters come back from the original, obviously, and you kind of get the whole party again with some additional characters. But based on like linking up with the characters during battle or how you respond to certain choices will, you know, affect your affection with one party member. So that's really interesting. I really like the choice system. It's just, I wasn't expecting him to be like a completely silent protagonist. Like, you never really hear him say like a full sentences. Like, if you ever hear his like actual voice, he's mainly saying like maybe 1 or 2 words at a time, because you're ultimately kind of making the choices for him. And that's the thing about this game, is it's hard to recommend to anyone who hasn't played the first one. It's one of those sequels where it kind of it's designed for people who played the first one. It's designed for people who are familiar with the story of the original, familiar with the characters that, you know, you get attached to these characters. And that's a cool thing too, because you can do like character side missions. So like there's a side mission and side story for every single character, and you can do them, and it's done in segments. And the other weird thing about this game, I guess, is like a kind of a pet peeve of mine, is kind of on the same scale as like being on a time limit, but it's weird. You have to pay back debt because you get into like a really large amount of debt, and it's like something ridiculous, like 20 million gold or something. Like, you're not going to pay it off, but you always have to pay back debt. And in order to progress the story, to get the main story options, you have to pay back debt. So there's certain things where it'll say like, you know, you have to pay your debt. And it'll be like 200,000, you know, gold. That's the currency in the game. So it'd be like 200,000, and it's like you cannot progress the story until you paid off your debt. And there's always this cute girl who's like chiming in on your cell phone, like, oh, it's time to collect the debt. And it's like, they're really good at it too, because it feels like a real debt collector, where like it can be any time. Like, you can be in the middle of a dungeon, you can be in the middle of like fighting or whatever. Or I was in this like really frantic mission where it was like on a time limit, and they're still trying to collect debt from me. I'm like, oh my god, this is not the right time for this. But it's so funny. Like, you can choose like the amount so you control it, but it's not that bad, because this game is more about like taking missions and trying to do like to collect money by doing certain jobs. Or there's also this option to like kill really strong monsters, and you can usually make a lot of money that way. That's an easy way to make money if you ever need to pay off like a large debt. But it's really good. I like this kind of new character's relationship with this little girl. It's a really, really interesting relationship. It's actually a really darker game. Like, the game starts off really, really dark. Like, the story kind of revolves around these two nations and the kind of politics that are there. But it also has a strong emphasis on terrorism, actually, which is really odd. And there's some really violent stuff, especially in the introductory. The introductory is probably like the most violent part of this game. I've never seen anything quite like it in a Tales of game, but it's darker. My only other qualm, too, is, like, there's not a whole lot of new areas, because I played the original, so obviously I've gone through it. And it drops you into like the same world, which is fine, but you're going through the same area. If you played the original, you're basically going through the same areas, like the same dungeons you went through, the same overworlds, the same towns. So I was like, man, I really want to see some new stuff, you know, like fresh dungeons, fresh towns, and that doesn't really happen until like really later in the game, and there's like finally some new dungeons and all that. So I don't know, there's a lot going on in this game. It's definitely geared towards people who have played the original and enjoyed the original. they'll probably enjoy this because you have all your favorite characters back and a very interesting story. The story's a little bit hard to follow sometimes because it does get into this area of like time manipulation and like dimensional rifts and stuff like that. So it's really strange and but really interesting too at the same time. And the battle system is pretty much the same as the original. The only thing they changed was like the skill system that there's not really in the original. If you played like Final Fantasy 13, there's like that Crystarium kind of thing where you have like all your Crystarium and you put points to like certain things and you can expand it. The original had something like that, but this one they took that out and it's basically now like you equip items to like dictate what skills you can use. It's a lot more bare bones. Oh, there's a lot of kitties in this game too. Lots and lots of kitties. There's 100 to be exact because there's this crazy cat lady and she like loses all 100 of her cats and they're like basically scattered throughout the whole game. So it's like this kind of Easter egg thing to like try and find all these kitties. They're almost like a little hidden Easter eggs and you can hear them too when they're nearby because they'll be like meowing. But that's just another like fun little incentive. Oh, and I love the kitty in this game. His name is Rolo and he's like this really fat cat. He's just like super adorable. I love him. But yeah, I enjoy it because I enjoyed the first one and I'm going to continue to play it. I've already put like 35 hours into it and it just came out. Well, I got it Monday. So I should probably be able to beat it next week. I'm really enjoying it though. I think if you enjoyed the original, you'll probably most likely really enjoy this. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be playing for quite a while, to be honest. But I enjoy it. It's different. It's got a lot of different stuff, but it's still enjoyable. Although obviously not my favorite Tales of game because let's face it, Yuri Lowell is one of the best characters in RPG history. Which this collector's edition came with DLC, and one of the DLC items is a Yuri Lowell costume for Jude. So and that was cool too. Like if you play this game, like right away, like the first thing it does is it recognizes if you played the original one, and it recognizes if you beat the original one, and it recognizes if you play Tales of Graces. It even goes that far, and it'll give you like certain items when you start the game, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I enjoy it, but only recommended really if you enjoyed the first one and played it. And you cannot really jump into this one. It's like not one of those where, you can just jump into the second one because you really need to kind of know the story of the first one to play it. But yeah, that's it. That's a lot of Tales of, but it's bound to happen. So I've been playing Techno. What have you been playing?
Well, I, as you know, I have a Steam account, and I have
Really?
203 games.
Yeah, I probably have like 270 now. And I haven't played like probably 70.
And, yeah, as you said, it's kind of hard playing all of them. I sometimes forget I'm like I've started a game and, I started another game and all that. See, I look at Max Payne I started. I haven't finished it. Saints Row the Third, I still need to start that and finish. But I did start a couple months ago, or more than a couple. I started DMC, Devil May Cry, the newer one that everyone hates because of the character Dante, which I don't give a shit about. I like him, whatever. It's fine with me. And, well, yeah, I'm probably, after this podcast, I probably will go back to it and play some more of it and maybe finish it sometime. Maybe this weekend? I don't know. What else? I think I forgot to say that I finished the last 2 weeks. I forgot to mention that I beat Mark of the Ninja, and that was, yeah. And I'm thinking about going back into the world of Final Fantasy 14.
Go to Final Fantasy 11.
No.
Screw 14.
I don't want to.
Go to Dragon Quest 10.
No, yeah.
Dynasty Star
I would.
Online too.
I would.
I would too.
But yeah.
Have you played a lot of Final Fantasy 14? Or just kind of dabbled in it?
I dabbled it out like whenever it launched, like when MMOs launch, they give you like a month or you know,
like a free trial kind of.
Yeah. And I played it, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was, I thought, oh my god, this is, you know, whenever I got it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, get into it, you know, and play it, and because I've been looking for an MMO to get into since the last MMO I've played and still play is the first Phantasy Star Online, and you know sometimes that gets boring because it's the same thing over and over and over because you know Sega doesn't support it anymore. So, and you know, and then whenever I got it, I was like, oh, I hope it's not like 11 because I never played 11, and I've heard you know stories from Johnny and Pete that you know you really have to have like a group of people in 11, but in 14 they changed a lot of that, and you know you can do like yeah there is you know parts where you're gonna need a group of people to do you know
certain quests and all that.
Yeah.
but you know they changed it to where if you want to you just go on your own for a while you can do that you know. And what I like, the one thing I really love about it is that there's these, I can't remember what they're called, but the just, it happens randomly that these like big monsters appear on the field and, you know, just people around them, people around the monster, just like if you're close to that person or that monster, it will like say, hey, there's this monster here, come defeat it, and then whenever that whole group of people beats it, you know, you all get experience, and that's what I like.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I want to get the last kill, or like everyone trying to rush to get the last kill, so they can get the item drop or the experience.
Yeah. Trying to think. What else have I played? Played a little bit of Sonic Adventure 2, of course. A little bit more of Shovel Knight. That damn game's hard. It's getting hard. And I played a bit more of Doom, the original.
Did you check out that mod I told you about?
No, I forgot about it. What was it?
Brutal Doom. You should write that
Brutal
down.
Doom. Okay.
Yeah, Brutal Doom. It's rad. Good stuff. And I think that wraps it up for all the games we've been playing recently. And I also think that wraps it up for episode 101.
Yay!
And it's getting more exhausting saying these numbers.
Screw it.
Screw these numbers. Techno hates all the numbers.
Techno does hate all the numbers.
And thanks for listening, guys. That was episode 101.
Yeah. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take it easy.
We'll see you in 102.